Hello and welcome to lesson 1.5 of Becoming the Branding Expert series. This lesson is about reducing cognitive load and becoming the obvious choice for the customers. Out of the bag, this is one concept you have to understand. People don't love brands because they are impressive. They love brand because they are easy to choose. They're easy to pick. They are easy choice for the customers. So what is cognitive load? Cognitive load is the amount of mental effort that is required to make the decision. As our brain has developed, it works on the basis of reducing that cognitive load. You can't think every time, learn every time, or read every time. That will be more time consuming and energy consuming. So our brain tries to save that energy by making a mental model or uh, just making shortcuts to choose, and the brain tries to minimize cognitive load all the times. That's why we can see people avoid complex website. They like simple website that is clear to the point. They skip long explanation. They ignore brand that feels confusing. If a brand demands too much thinking, the brain quietly says not worth it and move on. So as a branding expert, your main job is to make your brand messaging simple as possible. Why simplicity wins? Simplicity is not minimalism, it's clarity. A brand that knows what it stands for, communicates one main idea, repeats it constantly, and remove unnecessary choices. Uh, they are good brand. That's branding done right. This is why fewer options sell more. Like Apple, they don't have many products like Samsung, but they sell more than Samsung. Clear positioning beats clever messaging. You don't need to be most creative person. You just need to be the most clear person. You need to be you need to have the most clear messaging of what you stand for, what you offer. That's all. You don't need to make it creative. You don't need to make it extraordinary. Just simple in a way people understands. And how this explains why consistency builds momentum. And this goes with colors too. We resonate red bottles with red and white logo marked with Coca-Cola, because it's like they have been consistent throughout. That makes us resonate that color and that feeling with Coca-Cola. Complex brands doesn't lose not because they are bad, because they are tiring. Because if the messaging is convoluted, it's too much complex, then your brain feels tired just to process it every time. So you have to keep your branding simple as possible. The obvious choice effect. Some brand doesn't need convincing. You when you see them, your brain says, of course. And that's not magic. That's the result of reduced cognitive load over time. The brand that looks familiar, sounds consistent, and feels aligned with expectation, the decision here becomes automatic. And that's the highest level of branding success. And for example, the most successful branding, I believe, is Colgate Pepsodent toothpaste. Like, you don't think about picking the toothpaste. You just see there, you see Colgate, you choose it. It's like the most easiest decision you can make. And they're very successful. They don't need to do extraordinary marketing, or they don't need to make some extraordinary ads to sell. They have just built upon that consistent easiness uh, that is peak branding. how brand increase cognitive load without realizing. And as a branding expert, you should know this and you should work to minimize this as much as possible. Most brands accidentally make themselves harder to choose by changing messaging too often, as I said that, because this reduces the consistency of messaging and it will be more confusing to the people. Trying to appeal to everyone. No, you can't appeal to everyone. You have a certain target market and you target them. You can't be like, I target this, I'll target that. Then the clear messaging of the brand will be diluted. And over explaining benefits. No, you should not over explain everything. You just need to put it out there and just let people take it. Not much, just enough information. You don't need to overload their mind with information. Adding unnecessary features or mixing conflicting personalities. No, a brand should have a tone, a message, and uh, themes that aligns with one clear messaging, and nothing more than that is required. Each of these adds friction, and friction create hesitation, and hesitation kills conversion. How to reduce cognitive load in practice? As a branding expert, always ask yourself this question: can this brand be explained in one sentence? Does every touch point reinforce the same idea? Is the personality clear or mixed? And always try to make the personality clear as possible. Are the choices simplified or multiplied? Does it feel familiar at one glance? And if the answer is unclear, the brand is not doing too much. So work on having the positive response with all this question, and you can see the branding effect work in the best way possible. Consistency is a competitive advantage. Mm, Consistency is not boring, it's efficient. Every repeated signal strengthens memory, reduces effort, and builds trust. That's why there has been a good successful brand has consistent messages throughout these years, throughout decades. They don't change it much. Even if they change it, they just change it slightly. That's why we have seen. Uh, okay, let's just say take the example of Adidas or Apple. They change their logo. They try to rebrand it, but they don't do it in such a significant way. And sometimes we see their changed logo and we laugh like there has been barely any change. Why are they rebranding it? But that's their whole motto because they don't want to feel inconsistent. They want to have that old trust that has already been built onto the new logos too, because you can't change the Apple. Apple is Apple's trademark, right? So yeah, brand doesn't lose relevance because they are consistent. They lose relevance because they are unclear. This is the simple mental model you can use. Think of branding like this. Good branding says you don't need to think, you have got this. Bad branding says please read, compare, analyze before trusting us. Right? This is the subconscious signaling that your ads or branding does. And guess who wins? Right? Simplicity doesn't reduce power, it removes resistance. The brand that feels easiest wins. So that's all. It's easy. The more mental load you can reduce from the customer and try to be the easiest choice, the more successful your brand becomes. And that's all for lesson 1.5. Just take this concept. It's easy concept. Just need to internalize it. Takes time, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, this is Manjil Shrestha, your branding expert, and see you in next class.